10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
Oh, well, hello. Oh, I don't have my camera on. There we go. That would help. What's up? How's everybody doing tonight? Where's my chat? There's my chat. What's up, brother? How's everybody doing today? Good Lord. Everybody's just kind of get used to doing these chats early. Because, Jesus, I know nobody's used to it yet. I just started doing this last week, so hopefully people will get used to it. This is the Guns and Geeks podcast. However, I don't know where everybody else is. No, I do know where everybody else is. Everybody else is probably still working. That's probably what it is. So, yeah, it's basically a trigger time. Basically what it's going to be, because I'm sure it's just going to be me. Positively sure it's just going to be me. Because, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to clean up a little bit whilst getting everything ready, because, well, y'all can't see it. See, that's the beauty of this setup that I've got here. Y'all can only see right back there. Y'all can't see all the crap. I've got some guns out over here. I've got some clothes over here. I just got shit everywhere. But y'all can't see that. See, as far as y'all know, it's beautiful in here. It's like the perfect, all y'all see is the background. It's great. Anyway, so what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How you guys doing today? I went ahead and scheduled the next 3 days worth of chats all at once so that there was no way in hell I could forget. So I scheduled one for today, tomorrow, and Friday. We will get this Guns and Geeks podcast back on track. So it'll take a little bit, but we'll get there. I will get there. I say we. Like y'all had anything to do with me missing chats. It's your fault, you sons of bitches. Anyway. So we're not at war with Iran. So I guess that's a good thing. Although, I mean, there's somewhat of a ceasefire going on right now. But from everything that I've heard, you guys can tell me if you've heard anything different. But from everything I've heard, there was reports that just came out today that while, yes, things seem to be doing well, turns out the missile strikes at best, and this is from Trump's, intelligence department. So I don't know, although I'm sure he's going to say that this is not true. I don't know. But the reports coming in are basically saying that at best, we set back Iran's nuclear capabilities 3 months, a few months. I want to say I heard them say specifically about 3 months with our missile strikes. But, have you seen there's a meme, I gotta call it a meme, just a, generated picture of like a map of the world. It's got Europe and China and Russia and Africa and everything. And then right in the middle where the Middle East should be is just a giant brand new circle. It's just a sea. Just a new ocean. Just a new ocean. As if to say we bombed the shit out of it until it no longer existed. I don't know. I mean, I know that's kind of the joke. I mean, fuck, I've said it before. We should just glass the Middle East. But I mean, you know, not everything in the Middle East, not everybody in the Middle East is bad. But Jesus Christ, they sure do have a lot of bad backwards assed ideas in the Middle East, don't they? Just really, really jacked up shit. So, but yeah. Anyway, so that is that as far as that goes. Oh, did you hear about the shooting that took place here in Michigan? That was a church shooting. I'm sure several people have heard about it. I'm sure you guys have heard about it. The guy came into the church. I've not seen any details on like how he or what his intentions were or anything like that, but apparently he was going to go in and shoot up the church, and I believe a couple of people did get shot. No one died, but the preacher, the pastor, hit the guy with his truck, and then security guard came out and put him down. It was great. It was exactly what you would want to happen. It is unfortunate. Like I said, I think a couple of people did actually get shot, which sucks. But all in all, it ended the way it should. The guy got put down. I just think it's fucking hilarious that the pastor like jumped in his car and just straight up like he ran over the guy. But apparently he was still shooting. You know what I mean? So that's why the security guard put him down, because he was still at least on some level a threat, because he still had his gun, which the security guard, well, okay, so it was reported he had a pistol and a long gun. And then the security guard, I've seen a couple of interviews, or maybe it was just one, maybe different clips from one interview, where he didn't say the guy had an AR-15, but what he said was someone in the church, when he came out, he was somewhere not in the main area of the church. When he came out, because he heard the commotion and people screaming and everything, one of the parishioners told him AR-15. So I don't know if he had an AR-15 or that's just what somebody told him. One of the parishioners thought he had an AR-15, because I hadn't seen it reported yet in the stories I had seen, which usually when there's a shooting like that, they usually try to, if there's an AR-15, they try to make a big deal about it. But I hadn't seen that yet. So we'll see, I guess. Kind of see if that's even something that that's an issue there. But put him down. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Let On Steel says, according to CNN, they didn't have nuclear capabilities, so how could they now only be set back a few months? It's true. It's an interesting conundrum, isn't it? Justin B says, well, the new time allows me to go back in from being rewatch crew to catch live once again. Well, that's good. See, some people can. So, what's up, bitch?
What's up, motherfucker?
I figured you'd be at work.
I have like 20 minutes till I have to start getting ready.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I gotta hop.
It's only what, 4 o'clock there?
Yeah, I don't have to be there till 6 o'clock tonight, so I still got a little bit of time. How's it going, dude?
Not too shabby.
It looks like you haven't even moved. Like everything behind you looks exactly.
It looks the same, yeah.
It's kind of lame. Like I was hoping it would be different or something.
Yeah, the way the room was set up, the where the door is and the closet and the window and everything, it just worked out to just kind of set it up the way it was at the other house. 'Cause it's very similar. This room, it's very similar to my other room, just smaller this way.
Do you have the gun
I think
safes?
it might be a foot smaller from here to here, but it's several feet smaller this way.
You still have your gun safes in there?
Yeah, they're right there. You can kind of see the edge of it right here. The edge
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
I kind of do. Yeah.
So
Very
got the guns
nice. Very nice.
So I had to well, I mean, I got rid of a bunch of stuff before we left, so there's not as much stuff in this room because it is smaller, but still a lot of shit in this room.
Dude, that's the nice thing about moving is like you get rid of a bunch of shit though.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it's been nice. It has. It was good to purge and get rid of a bunch of shit.
The
Purge was nice. So, but yeah, not too shabby indeed. So
Very good. Very good. Well, good to see you. On with the show.
yeah,
Sorry to interrupt with my stupid questions.
no, it's a fucking free for all chat. I don't really have like a specific lineup of things to talk about. I mean, there's not, the shit that's going on in the world is the same shit that's always going on in the world.
What do you
Except
think
I heard
about-
I was trying to look this up. There's apparently a fucking McDonald's boycott. What is this shit? Have you heard about this?
I have no idea about McDonald's boycotts. What would it be for?
I don't know. I'm trying to look that up. I caught this like right before the chat that there's going to be a fucking boycott of McDonald's.
Do you remember how, I don't know how it was in your area, but in Denver, in my area, there were so many Gay Pride Month things going on and sponsorships, and the Pepsi Center did this, and this company changed their logo, and this money came to this organization from whoever investing in gay pride stuff. And it seems like none of that's going on this year.
I haven't seen anything, but because of the move, like I don't really know. Well, I mean, for me, it's different though, because there really wasn't anything where I lived in Texas anyway.
Yeah, I was going to
And
say,
not-
where you lived at, it wasn't like it's super not gay there.
Yeah.
So
And then here I've seen absolutely nothing so far. So I don't know if that's normal though here where I live.
right, you haven't been there long enough.
So I haven't seen shit, dude. I haven't seen shit. I can't even remember I haven't even seen like a commercial. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about any big companies pushing any pro LGBT whatever, agendas. Like I haven't. So I don't know. I don't know.
think what happened to a lot of companies is they saw the ROI on their investment
Yeah.
and they were like, oh, this is not going well for us. If we continue to do this policy of giving money to this, it gives the companies that gave very publicly and loudly to these organizations a serious negative boost because people are just sick of it. Because we've had it shoved down our throat for so long. And when you get it for an entire... Dude, like Veterans Day, like everyone gets a day.
Yeah.
But if you suck a dick...
You get a whole month. A whole fucking month, man. Pays to suck dick, I guess. You get more respect.
It'd be funny if the Iranian terrorist cells targeted fucking gay pride parades. Be like, well,
I mean, to be honest, and I'm not like saying, ooh, I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything, but it is odd that has not happened, considering they are like Islam is the most anti-LGBTQ whatever ideology in the world. It is odd that they haven't done anything, not here in the United States. I mean, they do shit all the time. It's a daily occurrence. They be just like beheading and throwing gay people off of buildings and shit like that. And then that one we were talking about, was it last year or year before? I can't remember, when they were doing that new thing where they were like fucking slowly lowering a brick wall on top of gay people.
they would build a wall so they could drop it on top of them.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Maybe you should
fucked up
build
ass
walls
shit.
for houses. Like, it doesn't seem like you guys have enough buildings.
Because like they do that shit over there, but not here.
You know what it is? I think it's like a chess theorem. You never interrupt your enemy while he's making a mistake. You know, like if your enemy's shooting himself in the foot, you don't say, "Oh my God, you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot." You let him do it.
Yeah.
Even though, like, you're against the thing that he's doing. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's like a good fucking analogy for that, but even if like you're against the gay people, you know that it's tearing apart the American society for the gay people to do the gay things all the time everywhere, and your ultimate goal is in line with that.
Yeah.
So let them do it.
Yeah, just so let it. Yeah, just
We'll kill them all when we take over. Is what the idea is. I think
Yeah.
we haven't taken over yet. So I mean, how are things going in Minnesota or whatever?
What?
I don't know. Where do all the fucking Arabs live? All the fucking Somalis?
Well, no, yeah. There's Minnesota. There's also Dearborn, Michigan, but I haven't heard anything about that since I've been here. I've been here for 4 months, and dude, I haven't seen shit. So maybe that's just a Dearborn, Michigan thing.
Well, like the
I also
Dearborn,
don't
Michigan
really-
thing. Like, go to a mall in Dearborn, Michigan, and see if you feel like it's America.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a thing, but yeah, I think it is Minnesota, because isn't that where what's her fuck is from, the one
Ilhan Omar,
yeah, there you go,
who married her brother.
fucker.
She married her brother to let him into the country, which is like fraud and should basically fucking be charged for it, and then therefore not be a senator.
Yeah.
And that's Sung Soo apparently. Not chess. But I always used it in chess. Like, you don't say like someone's about to move their fucking knight and it's gonna give you a fucking advantage. You don't say like,
Yeah. Maybe they're just like, you know what? We right now all the left-hearted people are on our side, and they're just being smart about it. And like, hey, fuck it. We're just not gonna fucking do anything, because why would we? So we'll be good in the United States so that they won't turn on us, and then that's it. So that's
again,
one thing
once they get the majority, once they get control, once they have power, they'll start turning the screws on the people that they really hate, which are the people that help them get into power, which are the LGBTQAI plus people of the fucking America, who put other people's out-group interest above their own in-group interest and hate white men and all that kind of shit. And then, guess what's going to happen when there's no white men to protect you? Sorry to say. Like, if you go back, I don't know, like 100 years. I forget exactly the time period. Maybe it was 200 years. 30% of the population of the world, right? You know what we are today?
7. I think it's 7%.
7%. You're right. 7%. And everyone's like, "Oh, we're oppressing everybody." Like, no, man.
Yeah, we're not. We ain't done shit.
Yeah. If anything, we're like the smallest minority.
Yeah, we haven't done a fucking thing. I mean, so. Who knows? Who the fuck knows?
Is it true that Henry Ford was born and raised in Dearborn, Michigan?
I have no idea.
That's what Calhoun's saying up there.
I mean, I guess it could be a possibility.
I said Michigan. I didn't mean Michigan.
Well, Dearborn's in Michigan, right? Yeah, Dearborn's in Michigan. Henry Ford. Yeah, so he's
Muslim.
Well, I knew he was from Michigan, because that's where Ford is based, has always been based. But I didn't know he was from specifically Dearborn.
Are there a bunch of Muslims in Michigan?
Not that I've seen. No. I mean, I'm in the I don't know, wherever Flint is. It's somewhat centrally located, like east to west. It's centrally located for the most part. And then it's not quite centrally located north to south. It's a little bit on the south side of the state, but
so
still
if you're
fairly
gonna-
centrally located.
Like Michigan looks like a mitten, right?
Yeah.
It's below like where the lowest part between the thumb and the finger like goes down.
Yeah, it's
below
like
that spot.
it's like right here ish,
Yeah.
and then I live just right here, so I drive there and live here. Like, yeah,
You ever go to the Great Lakes yet? You ever check out the lakes?
I have not. I mean, I drove by one of them when I was moving here, but that was it. I have not. Dude, I haven't had time to go anywhere and do anything fun yet. I'm just working all the time.
Yeah, that sucks.
So, which is fine. I mean, that's, part of why I moved up here.
You should go check out Saginaw Bay. Apparently, it's actually a fucking crater that ended the ice age 12,000 years ago or whatever.
Oh, okay.
That's where like one of the major pieces of the comet hit is Saginaw Bay.
Is that? I'm assuming that's somewhere near Saginaw.
That's like it's in the very bottom part of the mitten, like the very lowest part of the thumb and finger mitten part.
Okay.
That's Saginaw Bay. So like, there's these things called the Carolina Bays.
You know more about Michigan than I do, and I fucking live here.
There's these things called the Carolina Bays. So like, this comet came in and hit in Saginaw, right? Made that fucking crater. Sent basically pieces of ice because it was covered with a mile of ice at the time. That's why it's not such a fucking well-defined crater, is because it basically fucking blasted away a bunch of ice to even get that low. Anyway, it sent ice into suborbital fucking trajectories that landed around North and South Carolina, as far up as New York and as far down as Florida, right? In this like circular arc, there's all these like fucking splashdowns of ice that was as big as a fucking stadium. So it like came smashing down into the ice. It sent pieces of ice as big as stadiums, like as big as like Broncos Stadium in Denver, Mile High Stadium, into the air, flew out into space, but not fast enough to get into orbit, and then crashed down into Carolina, making these like oval fucking indentations that you can see with LiDAR now. And they're like, for the longest time, they didn't know what caused them, and now they know.
That's
and
cool.
it's a couple miles from where you live is where that
Kind of
landed.
like the big. It's kind of one of those big events, like the big ripples that stretch across the Pacific Northwest from when the fucking the ice sheet fucking melted and all the water rushed across everything. And you got all those big fucking ripples that you can't see from the ground, but if you get up in there, you're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
ripples.
And there's so much of that if you start looking at the landscape, you're like, bro, like this totally looks like a flood came through here.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like all of Northern Africa looks like that, but you can't see it from the ground, and nobody knew it till we started fucking having, high altitude planes and fucking satellites, and you're like, oh, clearly something washed over all of Northern Africa at some point.
Dude, the crazier thing is like the fucking temples and pyramids and the Amazon rainforest that just look like hills that, like forest has grown over and made into the hillside, and then they look at it with LiDAR and they're like, oh, this was like the middle of a city. And they start digging through all the roots and shit, and they find like artifacts and fucking like cut stone. And the thing is, they don't really know how old some of that shit is. And like that would be a part of the world that you would live in back, in the Ice Age times, let's say. So who knows what was there during that time? And maybe the Mayans or whoever built shit on the bones of the ancestors who built there before them. But anyway, I'm very interested in all that shit. It gives me a boner.
Yeah, I like that shit too. We do have a super chat out there in the chat. Avo says, hello, gents. Looking to get a shotty. Going back and forth between Mossberg 590A1 and the Benelli M4. Well, I mean, do you want semi-auto or pump action? Look, I mean, I always lean towards pump action. I like a good semi-auto shotgun, and having a good semi-auto shotgun is I think, an awesome thing to have in your collection. However, I wouldn't have that be your go-to necessarily. I would want a pump action. So I would lean 590A1, unless you've already got like a good go-to pump action. And then, yeah, sure, why not get the Benelli? But I think the 590A1 is a better shotgun, just in general.
I would get the one if I was going to get a semi-automatic shotgun. I would get the one that Infernus had. The one that he uses for competition. I forget what it was, but it's like
it's
a
Rock Island Armory. Fuck, I forget the number. There's two of them. I can't remember.
It looks kind of like AR-15-ish. It's got a
it's
tactical
AR-15.
magazine.
I mean, they're imported, but they're really nice, and they're not expensive whatsoever. Yes, no, I agree. That's a really
VR-80
nice
is that it?
Yeah, there you go. VR-80, because there's a VR-60 and the VR-80, and he's got the VR-80, which is the nicer of the two.
And they're still not that expensive, even though it's like the nicer one. It's not like it's like, oh my god, expensive.
Yeah, it's not expensive at all.
Because it's Turkish, but they're good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I would get if I was going to get a semi-auto.
But that being said, if you're just picking between those two, I'm going to lean towards the 590. So, but personal preference, all that good shit. Let's see. Anybody else out there saying anything? Lele says, I know more about Michigan politics and I live in Ohio. Well, yeah, but you've always lived in Ohio, which is right fucking here. So, of course, that's like I probably know a fuck ton about, Louisiana and fucking New Mexico and Oklahoma politics. Way more than I know about fucking Michigan. Because of the fact that I fucking grew up in Texas. So I know a lot about their politics in that area.
Apparently, my dad went to Michigan State University, and that's where he got his PhD from. And he was a professor there for a while, and he's got like published books through Michigan State University's whatever publication thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's all, dude. He had a PhD in social psychology because they didn't call it sociology yet. That's how old he
There you go.
Anyway, I thought
that's a school my daughter wants to go to for forensics and criminology, which is another part of the reason why we moved up here, because she wanted to go. That's one of the better schools in the country for that.
Yeah, I gotta convince the kids. One of them's down, one of them's not so far.
The older one's down, right?
Yeah, but if I just move with the older one,
yeah,
and then leave the door open for the younger one to come as soon as he's ready, I don't think it'll be long. A couple months, it'll be like, this sucks. I'm coming up there, Dad.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take that risk too, kind of. You know what I mean? So I gotta just convince.
Oh
him.
no! No, fuck no.
I'm not leaving my kids, man.
Yeah, don't fucking risk that shit. Let's see here. Was there any other fucking stories? I know there was other stuff that I wanted to talk about. I don't remember what the fuck it was.
What are your thoughts on us bombing Iran? Like, what are your thoughts on Trump getting involved in another fucking potential Middle Eastern war?
I'm very much against it. Yeah, I'm not for us having bombed Iran.
But now that we did, and
now that we did, like
there's a ceasefire. Like, what are your thoughts now, though?
Yeah, I still don't think it's any of our fucking business. Look, let's be real fucking honest here. Like, Israel could have done that. They had the capability. Israel has the capability to fucking wipe Iran off the map if they wanted to.
We could have given them the bombs, and then at least on paper it would have been like, yeah, it wasn't us who did it. We just gave them the detonator or whatever.
We've already given them, like, they had so much shit of ours that we've given them. Like, seriously, if they wanted to fucking really smack the shit out of Iran, they could at any time. We didn't need to fucking do it. Like, I get... So, like, last week when we sent the Nimitz carrier group to that area of the world, we pulled them from the South China Sea and moved them close. I get that, right? Because we want to keep an eye on things. See if things are going to go sideways. See if other people are going to get involved. That kind of stuff. I get keeping an eye on things. I I'm against us having gotten directly involved. I'm
I
tired
thought
of
that
it.
was just like them bluffing, like maybe not bluffing, but like puffing out your chest and showing
like a
everybody
show
that
of
you're ready to
force
fight,
kinda
so that you
thing.
don't have
Yeah.
to fight, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But apparently, they were there because they were going to attack and they wanted some backup dudes in case it didn't go right or something.
And-
I don't know.
And it's just one of these things. I mean, I think I would understand if there was any actual proof that like they were going to start lobbing nuclear weapons. You know what I mean? I would be maybe I'd for the sake of the world not getting involved in a nuclear exchange, I might be more for it. But like literally, it's been since 2003. The Western world has been saying Iran is 1 year away from getting a nuke.
Longer than that. It was in the 90s that they were saying.
Was it in the 90s?
Yeah,
I remember specifically 2003 because I remember a speech that George Bush gave, and I think that's probably the first time. Maybe that was just the first time I paid attention. You know what I mean? And all of our intelligence is saying blah 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 blah, and Iran is. I can't remember what the exact time frame was, but it was a year or something like that. Away from getting nuclear weapons, and literally they've been saying that from what I remember, well over 20 fucking years. And in that time, we've gone over there and we've sent who are the is it? I don't know if they're a part of NATO, but we send the people over there with our guys to go over there and check all their nuclear facilities and all the stuff and monitor it and make sure they're not about to fucking, enrich the uranium to the level that fucking they would need to, and all this shit. And they still keep, they're only so many months away from a nuclear weapon, and they keep saying it and keep saying it. It's and again, I don't give a shit about Iran. It's a incredibly awful, corrupt, backwards, fucking government, and fuck them. However, after a while, it just starts to feel like them screaming about climate change since the 1960s. Oh, we're only 5 years away. That kind of shit. Like that's Iran in political terms.
I would
And
say
I'm
to all the people who were screaming at Trump, though, like if we had voted for Kamala Harris because she was the only other choice, we would definitely be at war with Iran right now. So she was all about, that was like her main concern was Iran. So if like that had been the route that we had gone down just by chance or voting or whatever, we definitely would have been there. The effectiveness of the bombs that dropped depends on your political views. Because if you're a Democrat, then obviously they got the uranium out of there or whatever in time because we telegraphed our moves and they knew that it was coming, so they were able to put trucks in the fucking facility and get them out, and they're already rebuilding it, so it didn't really put them behind that far. But if you're on the super right Republicans, then they decimated their facilities and put them back 20 years, and now they'll have to start over from scratch if they want to do anything, and they've got them by, you know what I mean? So that's kind of funny, is like the dichotomy of what your political views are determines the effectiveness of the bombs that were dropped, apparently.
Yeah.
And there was something else I forget that I was going to say. Whatever. Yeah, someone says 1996. Let on Steel. It says 1996 was the first time they were talking about Iran. And I was like, yeah, dude, they've been talking about this since I was a kid.
Yeah, 30 fucking years at that point. 30 years, and we keep getting told that we're only a few months or a few years away from Iran getting nuclear weapons.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. If you were doing everything just for electricity and you weren't trying to, like, Iran wasn't trying to, like,
enrich the uranium
and do the things, then why would you go through all of the expense and measures of burying a fucking facility so deep under a mountain that bombs couldn't get to it?
I mean, seemingly there's not a reason.
Right. There's not a reason. So I think that kind of gives the other side of the story, is what I was going to say.
Yeah, maybe.
Either
way, I'm still very, I mean, again, still very much again. I'm tired of us being world police. I've been tired of us being world police for over 20 fucking years, and I'm just done. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like,
I'm
you know,
in two minds of it. I mean, if we can get away with just dropping a couple of bombs and being done with it and letting Israel fucking deal with the fucking shit after that, and we wash our hands of it, Pontius Pilate style, and move on with life, I guess that's okay. I mean, it costs us a couple $1 million a bomb. I think is like $5 million a bomb, and then however much it costs to drop them on top of that. But if we get sucked into another war, if we have some sort of a retaliatory strike on U.S. soil where Americans are killed, if we then have like another 9/11 and now we have a reason to go to war again, like I could see all of that shit happening too. So it depends on how things go, and I'm not too sure that they could stop a homegrown terrorist attack from like splinter cells, or not splinter cells. What do they call them?
well, just terror cells.
Terror cells. Thank you. The terror cells that are here, fucking incognito and shit. How many of them are from Iran? Like a whole bunch. How many of them are pro-Iranian or Islamic? A whole bunch more. So if they all get activated at the same time, or shit starts popping off over here as retaliation, sleeper cells. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
Then was it worth it? Hell fucking no, it's not. So is the FBI going to be able to hunt all these groups down and stop them before they do things? Well, given their track record, probably fucking not. So ultimately, my last point before I go is keep that thing on you, bro. You got to carry that gun on you.
Oh, yeah.
You see that fucking church in Michigan?
We were talking about that at the beginning of the chat, which is what's fucking great.
How
fucking
far-
pastor ran him over, and then the security guard came out and put him down.
How far was that from you?
It is a couple hours away.
Oh, okay, so it's not like same state, but not close. Got it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So,
yeah, those are my thoughts. But I have to go now. I have to get ready for work.
good day, sir.
Good day to you.
Oh, there we go. I was like, anyway. All right. Where are we at? Let me get some questions here. Bentley says, meanwhile, New York City is one vote away from Islamic terrorist socialist for mayor. He's only been a citizen for 7 years. Yeah, that's this dude. What's his name? Zoran Mamdani. He beat out Andrew Cuomo in the primary, the Democrat primary. And he's a Democrat, so 99% chance he's going to win the election. I mean, unless something crazy happens in New York and they vote Republican, which would be a first in 20 years, right? I mean, Giuliani was the last Republican, wasn't he? I believe so. Well, yeah. When was, I don't know, whenever, however long it's been since he was mayor. So, yeah. And he's like hardcore Islamist type dude. And that's fucking nuts and crazy. And now, is it crazy for the Democrat Party? Let me put that. No. Should something like that be expected from the Democrats? Yeah. Okay. But then it's going to, go to, okay, in a general election for mayor, what's going to happen? I don't know. Do New Yorkers, by and large, vote for this fucker? I mean, don't live in New York. I know New York has, there's certainly been some movement in New York as far as its politics. There are people that have shifted right. Is it enough people? And they've shifted right because, all the crazy shit the Democrats have been doing for the last 10 years. Is it enough people in New York in a mayoral election to swing the vote to whoever the Republican is. I don't even know who the Republican is. I don't know. That's a good question. So, I honestly don't know. Calvin says, being months away means they have the capability of reaching enough weapons-grade uranium for a bomb. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. And they've been saying that since, again, I remember 2003. And it has never happened. The intelligence community keeps coming forward and saying, we're still a few months away. A couple years later, we're still a few months away. They don't say we're still a few months away, but they're like, we're only a few months away. I don't know. Again, you take the side of me that's just really tired of us playing Team America World Police, and you mix that with the fact that I've heard this for over 20 years. And so now I just kind of stop believing. Basically, you know what I mean? Like, you're just like, oh, this is just, it doesn't even feel true anymore. And again, let me reiterate, fuck Iran. It is horribly, horribly corrupt fucking government and political structure they have in that country. So no sympathy towards them in any way, shape, or form. Fuck them. It's just at a certain point, it's like, oh my God. Do you believe this? I don't know. But it really does start to sound like after 20 years, the climate change doing the same thing. Oh, in 5 years, we're not going to, your kids aren't going to know what snow is. Really? Really? Okay. All right. The world's going to end in 12 years. Oh, world's going to end. I remember. The world was going to not be able to have experience snow, and all the polar bears would be gone, and the world would be drastically changed and be becoming uninhabitable by, what was it, 2014, 2015? That was the Al Gore prediction. So it just starts to sound like the same bullshit over and over again. So let's see. Johnny Johnson says, hey, Matt, would you rather not cover our ass? Our ass? Oh, yeah, 100%. Are we talking about Iran? Yeah, we should totally cover our ass. If there's a direct threat to us, then yeah. Like, if there's a direct, credible threat, like Iran has nukes and they're going to launch them at the United States. Oh, yeah, we should totally fucking wipe them off the map. I mean, there's no evidence of that, but yeah. So CLM says, I hope New York gets everything they voted for, paging Snake Plissken. David Jones says, watched American Primeval, actually pretty good. Don't watch before bed. I haven't watched that yet. I've heard good things. Leno Steele says, you see the new season of American Downton Abbey, The Gilded Age has started, or do you and the wife watch that show? I don't even know what that show is. The Gilded Age? I don't know what that is. So no, not a show we watch. Gallup Austin says, has Duke said anything to you about a possible meetup at the Columbus, Ohio Air Show on August 23rd? No, he has not. Fucker. Was he supposed to? I don't know. David Jones says, discuss how, as a new Michigan man, you will take your SKS out for a walk in the near future. Take my SKS. I haven't taken my SKS out. It's been sitting in the safe since I moved here. That's not one of the guns I've taken out. I'm waiting to fucking get out and fucking go hunting. I can't remember when hunting season starts here. There's like most places, different hunting seasons depending on what you're hunting and where you're hunting and what you're allowed to hunt with. Let's see. Calhoun says it doesn't mean they will have a bomb in a few months. It means they can have one in just a few months. They can have had a bomb in just a few months for 20 years. Or as somebody in the chat was pointing out, 30 years now. So at what point do you go, okay, this is bullshit? Either it's bullshit or they're really fucking good at hiding it. Oh, they're a few months away from being able to make a bomb. Okay. I believed you in 2003. I probably believed that for the first 10 years they kept saying that shit. So. Tarkay dropped in a super chat. Thank you, sir. Says, Israel has the bomb. Pakistan has the bomb. Let Iran get the bomb. What are they going to do with it? Not hit us. Yeah, they don't have the capabilities to... Even if they had a bomb, they don't have the capabilities to do anything to us with it. So, and it would be way easier if they did want to do something to us with nuclear weapons. It would be much, much easier to fucking buy weapons from Russia, which Russia would totally sell Iran weapons and then find a way to get them here to the United States. They could already do that. That would be way more of a concern to me because fucking, and to be honest, if I'm being completely honest, I'm honestly surprised that has not happened yet. I'm surprised Iran, starting back in the 90s and the 2000s, didn't start trying to fucking buy bombs from fucking Russia. Because the 90s especially, we know for a fact they were practically giving nukes away to other countries that were likely to be more in line with their worldview, specifically against the West. So, Adrian Dark says, all the whales will be dead, all the rainforests are cut down, that crazy acid rain, not to mention the really scary ozone hole. Yeah, that was I remember the acid rain and the hole in the ozone that was big in the 80s and early 90s. Rainforest stuff that was big in the 90s. So yeah, whales will be dead. Been hearing that my whole life. So Calhoun says Iran has been sending their proxies against us. They're attacking our shipping. Jefferson wouldn't put up with it. Yeah, they were, I was just reading the story. They were shutting down the strait, right? Iran was shutting down the strait to fuck with shipping. So, yeah. I mean, that's actually something worth reacting to. So, but I mean, let's be honest here, okay? Let's be real honest. Because we're sitting here, we're having this whole conversation about, hitting Iran and doing all this stuff like we did it because we want to stop their nuclear capabilities. That's not at all why we fucking did it. Okay? We hit their nuclear facilities because they were good, pure, easy targets. We wanted to send a message about what's going on with them in Israel, to back up Israel. So, what's the easiest thing we can go over there very quickly, bomb the shit out of, that's not going to have high civilian casualties, and is going to hurt them on the world stage in the eyes of everybody else? Go hit their nuclear facilities. And that's what we did. We didn't do it because we're worried about them fucking getting a bomb. We did it to send a fucking message. That's why we did it. I mean, I know we're sitting here having a conversation about nuclear weapons and that kind of shit. Okay, I get that. But let's be honest, that's not what this is about. Now, fucking with our shipping and fucking with trade, okay, that's an attack on us. That's a different thing. Them having problems with Israel is not an attack on us. Gal Boston says, let's make an air show meetup happen. Okay. I'll talk to Duke about it. Yeah. I'm always down. I love air shows. Adrian Dark says, have you watched Man Down on Amazon? No. Haven't even heard of it. Haven't heard of it. I'll look it up. Man Down. On Amazon. Man Down. Okay. Haven't heard of this. I'll check it out. Political Purposes picked up a Glock 26 finally for a new carry gun. Congratulations. Glock 26 is an amazing gun. I love mine. Been carrying mine. Mine's a Gen 3. I've had mine. Fuck, when did I get my 26? Jesus, like 15 years ago, maybe? Oh, I've had my Glock 26 for a long time. I've had it for a long time. Let's see. All Thumb says, first time catching live at your new time. Well, congratulations. Thank you for showing up. Calvin says, what are you not understanding? The same centrifuges enrich uranium for energy. They just enrich it to a higher percentage. Did I say I didn't understand that? What does that have to do with our conversation? I did not make a statement disagreeing with that. That didn't even come up. Lunar Eclipse says, Matt, shouldn't Israel be compelled to sign a non-proliferation treaty subject to inspections? They stole it from us through subterfuge and espionage. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Again, I don't think we should be interfering with any shit. And if they want to get into shit with other fucking nations, that's on them, not on us. And we shouldn't fucking hold back and not treat them the same way we would treat any other fucking nation, especially if they're, you know, stealing shit from us or, you know, attacking us like they've done before. Start wars. So. Helen, you seem upset. He says they found enriched uranium far higher than can be used in energy production. Yes, they did. Not high enough to make a bomb, but yes. Helen, what are you upset about? I don't understand. You're getting very defensive in the chat because I have a different point of view than you do. I'm not seeing how you are this dense on the months away thing. Well, if you want to say, if in 2003 they had said, for instance, okay, let's just throw it out there. We are 436 months away from them being able to enrich uranium to the point where they get a bomb. Then yes, months away would make perfect sense because that's around now. But when you've been saying months away for 20 years and still we've found no proof after 20 years that they've enriched uranium enough to make a bomb. They've enriched it more than they need for energy production, but not enough to make a bomb. But they've been saying they're only months away since 2003. Again, first time I heard it, somebody in the chat said 1996. At what point do you go, well, either they're horribly incompetent and they don't hire the right people and they don't know what the fuck they're doing because they still haven't gotten it in 20 or 30 years, even though we thought they were months away, or our intelligence is horribly fucking wrong. Or maybe they're just lying to the American people. See, that's probably the most likely scenario, is they're just fucking lying to us because they want to get into shit with Iran. And they know Iran was never months away from enriching uranium to the point of being able to make a bomb, at least not anytime soon. But they wanted to make sure that Iran never could get to that point. And instead of just saying that, saying, hey, look, American people, Iran's a bad place, and we don't want them to ever get a hold of a bomb. Now, we don't know if they're ever going to figure out how to enrich uranium to the point that they can actually make their own bombs. But they might be getting close at some point, and they might get to the point to where we start to see things like them enriching uranium to the point that it's obviously not for energy production, and we really need to do something to stop them. And we don't know exactly what that's going to be, but can we just all get together and fucking say, hey, we should stop them? Because you're talking about a group of people, again, no sympathy for Iran. You're talking about a religious sect that runs that country that literally believes in some way, shape, or form, them being a part of bringing about the end of the world so they can go to their heaven. Okay? So I don't want these people to have a fucking bomb. And that's not the point, and that's not what I'm saying. But instead of just telling the American people the truth, we just keep saying every few years they're months away from having a bomb and being able to enrich uranium to make their own fucking nuclear weapons, yet they haven't actually gotten there yet. You see what I mean? And so after a while, when they keep saying it, you go, I think you're full of shit. I think you're fucking lying. Just fucking be honest. Hey, look, Iran's a really fucking bad place. Can we just bomb the shit out of them? I mean, they're probably not going to be able to make a bomb or enrich uranium that much for another couple of decades. But let's just go ahead and bomb them back into the Stone Age anyway, so they don't get any closer than they already are. That at least would be honest. I'm not saying I'd be on board with it, because, again, not for the whole Team America World Police bullshit. But at least it would be honest. You know what I mean? That would at least be honest, instead of fucking doing what the fucking climate change fuckers are doing, which is just try to scare the shit out of people all the time. So he dropped in super chat. Read my last chat. You can be 3 months away from having nukes for thousands of years. It doesn't mean they will have nukes. It means that's how fast they can build one. Yeah, I get that. And I mean, there's no contradiction. We're essentially saying the same thing. You just think we should go ahead and bomb the shit out of them. And I'm saying I'd rather just stay the fuck out of it because it's not like they're going to hit us anyway. Even if they made a fucking bomb, they're not going to hit us. Anyway. All right. It's time to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We've already hit our hour. I will be back here same time tomorrow. Already got it scheduled. It's already waiting. So we will do this again mañana. Hope to see you guys there. You guys have a great fucking day. Enjoy your Thursday, and we'll see you back at 6 o'clock my time tomorrow. Same Matt time, same Matt channel. Deuces, yo, Shop, P and Fridge, all that good shit, and we will see you guys later. Take it easy, guys.